Yo, what's up, YouTube? We're back here with the Raven Remastered, episode 9. We just beat the Hustler Matt in some games. Let's see what else we can get. Let's talk to these guys. And then I got a slingshot, so, I'm thinking
Salty
maybe...
sea air in my old lungs, wind in my thinning hair.
Oh, wait.
If I hadn't become a policeman, I could have been a sailor.
Probably could have. But I'll probably use it to shoot someone or something, I would assume. Distract someone.
Miss Miller and the professor are talking intensely. She seems pretty relaxed, by her standards.
Let's talk to, what's the difference? Okay, I don't
Good
understand.
morning, Miss Miller.
Why not?
Professor
Why not just one
Lucien?
solid action
Constable
game?
Zellner, how are you? I heard you passed out last night.
Well, not quite. I was poisoned.
Oh,
I wonder if one leads the conversation if you click the
That
other way.
wretch.
Who do you mean by that wretch?
That stowaway. That new Raven.
The young man can't be the murderer. Constable Oliver had already apprehended him when the shot was fired.
You mean...
Whoever killed the Baroness is still on the loose.
Y'all just want to throw shade on people that don't
the
know.
new Raven.
The young man...
Like to rest for a while.
One last question, Professor.
Huh.
The safe in Legrand's cabin can only be opened with 3 keys. Am I right?
That's correct. We sent the first
Why are we saying
Monsieur
this out loud to
Mokhtar
other
of
people,
the
though?
Egyptian Museum via air freight. I have one, and the inspector has the other.
But it was originally planned that someone else should carry the 3rd key, right?
You are well informed, Constable. Baroness von Trebitz should have had it. But then there were concerns. And for that reason, Inspector Legrand took it himself.
Was that his idea?
Well, yes, you could say that. I want to go back to my cabin. I'll see you
Legrand
later,
is a
Mary.
suspicious
Oh,
character in my
of
book
course.
all the way
See you
through
later.
this. Not once have I sat here and been like, man, Legrand is the guy. He's a good guy. I think he's evil.
I didn't want to interrupt your conversation with Professor Lucien so abruptly.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Learning that
'Cause
there's
he's
still a burglar
suspicious.
on board seemed to frighten him.
He was so relaxed the whole time, and then...
And then the stupid Swiss constable came by and made him anxious.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
No matter. I'm sure he'll calm down and come back soon enough. May I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
A few, yeah, we got a lot. Are you
You're
American?
American,
That
aren't
just
you?
seems so
That's correct.
abrupt.
And you moved to England because of the job?
I lived in England before. During the Second World War, I volunteered. I worked in a pharmacy on a U.S. base north of London.
In a pharmacy? Interesting.
Well, it was the war, and everyone was sent where they could help best.
Please
So
go
you
on,
could have
Mrs.
drugged
Miller.
me.
After the war, I studied music in London. I met my husband there. We married and went back to the States together.
He was also American?
No, English. But he said he had problems with his family, and he wanted to be as far from them as possible.
And you gave up your studies for him?
Well, yes, I did.
All right. Let's ask about our
How
boy.
is Matt? He seems happy enough.
After all the commotion, he's already back to his old self again. But I haven't told him about the murder. That would be a bit too much for him.
I think
mean,
he's made
yeah.
of sterner stuff.
I want to thank you again for what you did on the train. I wouldn't have known...
Everything's fine. Think nothing of it.
Yeah, I got y'all. Y'all, that's just what I do.
Life as a single mother couldn't have been easy.
It was pretty tough then. I worked from morning till night, and it was still only enough for the bare necessities. And I couldn't give Matt all the attention he needed.
And then
seems
Lady
about right.
Westmacott entered your life.
It was like an angel appeared to me. She must have offered me the position out of pity. I had no experience as a carer. She made me a generous offer. I couldn't believe it. And she really adores Matt. She's offered him a good education, and now he has every opportunity in life.
That's
An
really awesome, to
almost
be honest.
unbelievable
That they,
story.
I'm
her
still
character
afraid that
is
it's a
doing
dream and
that.
that I'll wake up one day.
Let's ask about
How
Lady
does it
West-
feel to work for such a
Westmont.
world-famous person?
The work
Forgot
is
to
very
pronounce her name already.
interesting and
My bad,
varied,
guys.
and it pays well, too.
You are very lucky that the lady offered the position to you.
I just hope she won't change her mind one day. What would become of Matt's education then? I really make an effort to measure
she
up
needs
to Lady
generational
Westmacott's
helpers.
expectations, but sometimes I feel like I fall short.
Lady Westmacott couldn't ask for a better companion.
I'm saving up as much money as I can all the same. I'd do anything so that Matt doesn't have to give up his new life.
Hey, that's a good mom right there. Shout out. Shout out. So that's
You
about
and
Professor.
Professor Lucien seem to be having a lively conversation.
Oh, yes. He's an expert in ancient Egyptian art and preeminent in hieroglyphic research. He's the head of the Egyptian department in the British Museum, you know. And he's going to open an exhibition at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
Right. For the eye.
They had planned on exhibiting both jewels together for the first time in decades, but that's not going to happen now, sadly. I think it's quite upsetting for him.
We're working hard to ensure that at least one eye will be on display.
That would
I know.
suck. That would
I'll
suck.
ask Lady Westmacott if she'd like to participate in the opening of the exhibition. I think it would be good for her.
And Professor Lucien will surely offer you a private tour.
Let's talk about the butler now. You know, that's
said
always
that
a
He was on the
suspicion.
forecastle as well.
Yes, he was standing on the other side of the deck smoking a cigarette.
Was he on the forecastle the whole time?
I'm not sure. He was there, and later he was on the side deck with us. Oh, yes, he looked after you while you were unconscious. He unbuttoned your collar and held your head while the doctor checked you.
But you
Facts. I
can't say
knew
for
that.
certain whether he came from the forecastle with you and Professor Lucien or afterwards.
Well, no. But where else could he have come from?
Interesting.
Lady Westmacott dropped a hint on the train that she killed her hero, Partout. What did she mean by that?
Oh, she must have meant the manuscript.
Manuscript?
She always takes it with her. It's an unpublished Partout novel. I once asked her why she never published it. She said that according to her will, the novel's only to be published after her death.
And in it, Partout will be killed?
Maybe. I've never read it. No one has. You'd better ask her yourself.
I'm gonna have to go do that. I am kind of intrigued by it.
If you worked in a pharmacy, you would certainly know something about medicines and poisons.
Everything is a potential poison, Constable. It depends on the dose.
Have you ever heard of chloral hydrate?
It's a tranquilizer, isn't it?
I'm asking you.
Lady Westmacott also asked questions like that for her last novel. But since I've never wanted to kill anyone, I never bothered with things like strychnine and arsenic and all that. I could recommend something for a headache, a sore throat, or a rash.
That's kind of you, but there's really no need. How was last night for you?
It was awful. I was having a conversation with Edgar, Professor Lucien, here on the forecastle. Then I wanted to look for the lady and went forward via the side deck. When I passed the Baroness's cabin, I heard a muffled scream.
You heard a scream?
Yes. I thought the Baroness probably had a fall. I went to the door and listened for a moment. Since I couldn't hear anything, I knocked on the door and asked whether she was all right. There was no answer.
Interesting. And then?
I didn't know what to do, so I tried to open the door. It was locked. I saw the Baroness's butler, Mr. Inch, on the forecastle. I thought he might have the key and went back. On the way, the bobby crossed my path, and then Edgar, who wanted to check the safe. I explained the situation to him, and then the alarm went off.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Did you report that to Inspector Legrand?
Yes, last night. He was very interested and took a lot of notes. But I wanted to look for Lady Westmacott, and he let me go without further delay. He said that he'd take down my full statement today.
I understand.
Do you think the man from the train also killed the Baroness, Constable Zellner?
I don't know yet.
It's horrible. Explosions, thieves, murderers. This isn't the right place for a lady and a little boy.
How did the scream sound?
It was a short outcry. Very frightened, as if someone had been startled.
Was it a woman's voice?
Yes, the voice was high.
So it could have been a scream from the Baroness. Possibly because she discovered someone in her cabin.
Possibly.
That person might have threatened her with a weapon, so that she wouldn't scream for help.
Oh, God.
He waited until the coast was clear.
Oh, please, stop it, Mr. Zellner.
I'll be seeing you, Miss Miller.
Constable.
She's too kind-hearted for that. She can't be listening to all that. Alright, so I had a little idea. Because there was a mission we had to do. There's little things that we had to do.
The little stones make perfect ammunition for the slingshot. Now I just need a suitable target.
I got a suitable target. I got a suitable target. Guys.
It may not seem like it, but Constable...
I want to use the slingshot with the stone. No.
What do you want?
Inspector Legrand is questioning the first of the passengers in the saloon.
And?
It will be hours before he gets to the stowaway.
And?
We'll save time if I question him.
We'd also save time if you stopped asking me the same things over and over again. What time is it, by the way?
Got an appointment?
No, but I'm hungry.
Go and get yourself something. I'll mind the door in the meantime.
Ha ha. You could bring me something, though.
Go get it yourself.
Go and get your food yourself. I have better things to do.
Oh yeah, like unmasking a murderer. I'm sure you're up to it. Judging by your age and rank, you must have solved loads of spectacular cases in the past.
No, I was sidelined and spent my days sitting on my behind. Does that sound familiar to you?
Ooh. Ooh.
It may not seem like...
Stones with the
little
slingshot.
stones make perfect ammunition for the sling.
I have the perfect target. It's not gonna let me shoot him. I want to hit him with rocks. I don't understand why it's not letting me shoot him. I just don't understand. There's people talking though.
Mr. Kreutzer, come on, you have to give me a bit more. You're the only one who was on the train and who has no alibi for last night.
As I said, I was in my cabin.
Are you sure that it was your cabin and not the Baroness's?
Legrand will question the guests, one after another. But if he doesn't get the answers that he wants to hear, it could become unpleasant for them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's talk to her again, see what's up.
Lady Westmacott, may I bother you for a moment?
By all means, Mr. Zellner.
Oh, I need to talk about that valuable manuscript.
Miss Miller told me that you have a valuable manuscript with you.
That is correct.
An unpublished Part 2 novel. The manuscript must be worth a fortune.
Oh, it's not just any Part 2 novel. I wrote it 20 years ago, but it will only be published after my death. It's Part 2's last case. Maurice Part 2 dies.
You're going to kill him off?
I already
That's what she told you
have.
earlier.
And I enjoyed it. Madam, I was so sick of writing
She doesn't like
one
him.
Part 2 novel after another. I was keen to stick a knife in his guts. And so, 20 years ago, I did. Of course, I didn't want to disappoint my fans, so I let him solve case after case. But at least I was certain that he'd never escape me, that in the end, I would get him.
I understand. Let's just hope that this novel remains unpublished for many more years.
You can give me it.
How is the questioning going?
Are you implying that I'm an eavesdropper? The
Yes.
inspector is placing a lot of pressure on our dear Mr. Kreutzer. He's the only one who was on the train and who doesn't have an alibi for last night.
Perhaps. But him? A murderer?
I know
He's a
people like
thief.
him. He doesn't have enough backbone to kill someone in cold blood and remain so calm. He'd turn it into a drama, and then a farce, drink himself insensible, and then, railing at fate, pitch himself into the sea. Forget him. Legrand is wasting his time.
Agreed.
Mr. Kreutzer just happens to be a perfect fit for the inspector's image of the Raven.
Athletic, cultured, moves among the rich and famous.
I'll eat his violin if he's the Raven or the murderer.
Did Miss Miller cope with all the excitement?
I think
funny.
so. But what happened on the train was quite a shock for her. She wouldn't be able to go on if something happened to Matthew.
She's worried about him.
He's all she has. It breaks her heart that he lives at a boarding school and can't always be with her. But she sets her wishes and needs aside so that he can get a good education. That's her way.
Yeah, she seems like a decent mom. Seems like a decent mom.
And the idea to send Matt to a boarding school...
Was mine. Matthew idolized his father and blamed his mother for the fact that he wasn't around anymore. I was afraid the situation would escalate if he had to live on a country estate alone with his mother and some old people. I think I was right. He
Think so,
quickly
too.
made friends at boarding school. He's popular, well-liked, a real athlete according to his teachers, and his relationship with his mother has improved as well. He's headed in the right direction.
It seems like Lady Westmacott, or whatever her name is, actually does care about the little guy.
Where's
you know, that's
Matthew's
good.
father?
She's a good
Gone.
character.
Run off. Ran away from his problems again. He drank a lot. More and more after each setback. It's better for both of them this way.
He left her.
She couldn't have borne it. She loved him and wanted to stick by him. She fell out with her family over him. They couldn't understand her. And when he left her, the ground opened up beneath her feet. For 2 weeks, she was as good as dead. If she didn't have Matthew, she'd be dead.
You seem to know a lot about it. I mean, about the time before Miss Miller began working for you.
I have my reasons.
And Matthew, do you care as deeply about the children of your other employees?
If you fail with your own child, you hope to do better with others, Constable.
All right.
I have to be going, Lady Westmacott.
Please keep me informed,
So
Constable
she
Zelman.
failed with her
Of
own
course.
child, so that's why she's worried about that. That's interesting.
Mr. Legrand is absorbed in the interrogation. He still seems pretty annoyed. The violinist seems to be bearing the brunt of it.
Oh,
Mr.
excuse me.
Kreutzer clearly feels uneasy. But does Legrand actually
Oh,
think he's
sorry
the
guys,
Raven?
excuse me again. I don't think he's actually the Raven. I don't think there's any way he's actually the Raven. Oh, I can get a plate?
Whatever Constable Oliver wants, he's getting ham and eggs. And just a pinch of salt for our friendly constable.
Oh my gosh, is he hooking it up? Is he hooking it up? I think he might have like super hooked it up. I don't know though. Sweet, I love when it does that where it auto takes me to him.
Constable Oliver,
Huh?
ham and eggs, piping hot.
Oh, I shouldn't really.
I don't see anyone here who'd rebuke you. It was a hard night.
You just said you were hungry and asked me to go get you some a minute ago.
Oh, delicious. Just enough salt. Oh, that was good of you. Cheers.
You don't
I'm
expect
not
me to
taking your
wash your
plate,
dirty
bro.
dishes as well, do you?
Oh, of course not, Your Majesty. Oh, that was a proper meal and no mistake.
Yeah, I know it was. I'm that good. Chug it back, bro.
Constable Oliver is drinking the water he brought along. Without it, he'd get very thirsty.
Oh, we should have shot the water bottle and then got the plate.
The little stones make...
Talk to Matt, maybe?
I'll let him play for... small, even...
I know what I want to do, and I know how to do it.
The little stones make perfect...
But we have a suitable target. Yes, there. See, I finally got what I was trying to do. I just had to do it different. I guess I wasn't thinking.
All right.
Big brain plays right here.
Ow! 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 Ah! Hey, Zelda, what in blazes was that?
What?
Something hit me!
I don't know nothing, bro.
Someone shot at you?
Yes, well, no, I don't know. Didn't you notice anything?
I was riveted by the fantastic view. We Swiss aren't used to seeing the horizon like this.
I love this. I love this. And he broke his
The
bottle.
bottle's broken too.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't believe this. Could you bring me something to drink? Those ham and eggs were pretty salty.
I'm sorry. I have to proceed with my investigations. Goodbye. Let's see how long he can resist his thirst.
Did Matt catch us?
Not long at all.
Nah, he didn't catch us. Matt didn't catch us. Okay. I don't know. We weren't that inconspicuous, you know, so I was a little worried that Matt might have seen us do it. Especially that, you know, he was still sitting there shooting after we were talking. We gotta go talk to the stowaway and see what's good.
Nervous? I would be too in your position. Who paid you to distract us?
That's what I was thinking.
You went for a walk around the deck and let yourself be seen. Everyone goes off hunting you, and in the meantime, your partner shoots the Baroness in peace.
No, I didn't do anything. I didn't want to distract anyone. I just want to go home.
Huh.
Who are you?
My name is Adil. And you are...
Constable Zellner. Why did you sneak onto the ship, Adil?
I wanted to go back home.
You're Egyptian?
There's no work for me in Italy. I want to see my family again.
And
That's
since you
fair.
don't have money, you stowed away.
So what if I did?
No, that's fine.
So, it was you who knocked me out.
Me? Never.
No? Where were you when I was attacked?
Well, I couldn't take anything with me on this trip, so I snuck into the kitchen and took some canned goods.
No, you did
Interesting.
not.
And how do you know when I was attacked?
Well, I thought it was yesterday, shortly before we set sail.
I take this bump personally. What were you searching for on deck last night?
I was hiding the whole evening. I wanted to go out and get some fresh air, see the stars. But then suddenly, they were looking for me.
Were you in one of the cabins?
No!
Did you see anyone on the deck or on the roof?
No!
And after we arrested you?
The English policeman put me in this cell. Then he left. I've been here ever since.
And you didn't notice anything along the way?
No, nothing.
Interesting.
It's hard
Because I'm a foreigner?
Oh. I didn't mean
because
to hit
you
that
seem
fast.
to
My
have
bad,
learned
guys.
our language in the space of a day. Accent-free.
Believe what you want.
What about the gunshot? Didn't you hear it?
Yes, the English policeman had already arrested me. We heard a bang and looked around.
And then?
Then, the Bobby was in a hurry to get rid of me. He almost pushed me down the stairs and locked me in here. He left,
Jeez.
and then a short time later, the alarm went off.
Constable Oliver wasn't with you anymore when the alarm went off?
No, I was scared that the ship would sink with me sitting here like a rat in a trap.
You're a liar. And a bad one at that.
But sir, I'm telling the truth.
And I'm the Raven. Inspector Legrand will deal with you. He's lying like a cheap rug. But he probably doesn't know anything about the murder. Very
Agreed.
disappointing. So I have to keep searching. What interests me most is the shot that was fired here in the cargo hold last night.
Alright, yeah, let's look around a little bit, see what's up. See if we can find anything that we missed
Whoever
yesterday.
fired the shot hit the crate. Did the shooter just want to or
What's in there?
can't see anything. If the bullet is still stuck in the wood, it's too deep to reach with my fingers.
Okay, but what about these handy dandy tongs?
No, the bullet hole is too small.
Okay, we're gonna have to find something else.
The cargo hold also seems to serve as a change, at least for the ones.
Yeah, open up it. See if we can find a wire, or if we can find anything, because we need wire and something to get that bullet hole out. Okay, it won't budge. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't want to open that one anyways. I wanted to open this one. Okay. Third time's the charm? Third time's the charm? Nope. Okay, cool. None of these open.
A stroke of luck. The lock is open.
Oh, one of them opens.
Oil-stained overalls.
Not
And
much here.
An old toolbox.
Oh,
It's been through a lot. Hardly any paint.
I bet there's
dented,
something there for me.
And the lid is held shut by a wire.
I need that wire.
I'll take it with me.
Yep, I need that wire to get Legrand's cabin.
Some wrenches, a bit of wire wool, an oily cloth, and here, a screwdriver.
Can I just take it all? I mean, what did I just get? Yeah, I wonder if this will help me get the bullet out.
Well, I think the bullet is still in the wood. I'm not a weapons specialist, but at first sight I'd say that this bullet looks exactly the same as the one Dr. Gebhardt gave me for Legrand. That would mean that the murderer also fired a shot here in the cargo hold before the murder. But why?
That is a good
Did
question.
they just want to make sure the old guns still worked? Or was it something else? And did the bullet really come from the same gun? I can only check that in Legrand's cabin.
Well, we got a lot of questions to answer, but we don't know. We got to cross-examine these bullets, figure all that out, but for right now, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up right here. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, a comment, subscribe. Until next time, have a terrific day, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. Later.